morning, boys and girls. My name is Mrs. Paulshock, but for today you can call me Pirate Paulshock. We're going to talk about my favorite sound, and my favorite sound is R. Pirates love the sound R. We're also going to be looking at point of view. We're going to be looking at different characters in the story to see what their point of view is. Point of view is the way a character thinks or feels. So the first thing we need to do is identify the characters. A character is who is in the story. The clue is going to help we have to look where we can find the evidence. So we can look at the words to find the text evidence, or we can look at the pictures and illustrations to find evidence. And that's how we find our point of view, the way a character thinks or feels. I'd like to introduce our high frequency words for this week. Our first word is the word for. Everybody say the word for. For, good job. Look at the picture. It shows the word for. Sheep have 4 legs. The word for is spelled F-O-U-R. I want you to put your finger in the air and spell the word for. F-O-U-R. Good job. Now, look at someone in your family and tell them about another animal that has 4 legs. The next word is large. Say it with me. Large. Look at the picture. The pumpkins in this picture are very large. The word large is spelled L-A-R-G-E. Clap as you spell the word large. L-A-R-G-E. Good job. I will name some animals. You tell me if that animal is large. An elephant, a mouse, a whale, an ant, a kitten, a giraffe. Good job. Our next word is none. Say it with me. None. Let's whisper spell the word none. N-O-N-E. Good. Did you spell N-O-N-E? Good job. Look at the picture. These dogs are all solid colors. None of the dogs have spots. Can you make your own sentence using the word none? Try it. Our next word is only. Say it with me. Only. Let's spell the word only. As you say each letter, stomp your foot. O-N-L-Y. Look at this picture. There is only one lamb in this picture. I want you to complete this sentence. I have only one, did you say brother? Nose? Good job. Our next word is put. Say put. Let's spell the word put. As you spell each letter, let's nod our head. P-U-T. Look at the picture. The boys put peaches in the box. See if you can follow these directions. Put your hand on your head. Put your finger on your nose. Put your hand on your knees. Put your finger on your belly. Good job. The next word is round. Say it with me. Round. Let's spell the word round together. R-O-U-N-D. The wheels of the tractor in this picture are round. Look at the picture. How many round wheels do you see? Next we have some vocabulary words. The first word is trouble. If you have trouble doing something, you have problems doing it. The goat is having trouble getting out. The goat wants to get out, but there's a fence. Will he fit through the hole? Sometimes puppies get into trouble. Think about how a puppy could get into trouble and tell someone in your family. And our last vocabulary word is whole. When something is whole, it is complete. None of it is missing. Look at the picture. It shows the word whole. The whole barn is painted red. I will name some foods. Tell someone in your family if you would eat a part or a whole of each food. Pizza, pie, sandwich, banana. Hi boys and girls, we're going to continue talking about my favorite sound, the R sound. So I looked for some treasure in the story that we're going to read today. And to me, the greatest treasure are words. So I found some words from our story and we're going to sort them by R or not R. So let's look at our first word. This word is one of the words from our story. Do you think that goes in R or not R? The word is hat. Right, it goes in not R. Let's look at our next word. Read it. Good, our word is nest. Does it go in R or not R? Good, that one also goes in not R. Look at your next word. The word is farm. R or not R? Good, that one goes in R. How about this one? Be careful, boys and girls, there's an R in this word, the letter R, but not the sound R. That one goes in not R. Try. Look at your next word. Say it, large. Does that go in R or not R? Good, that goes in R. Our next word, read it. Good, it's red. I see there's a letter R in the word red, but the sound R is not in the word red, so that is not R. Look at your next word. That word is yarn. Does that have the R sound? Yes, it does. R, yarn. Let's look at our next word. Does that have the R sound? Our word is barn. That goes in the R sound also. Look at the next word. Read it. That word is for. Again, I see the letter R, but the sound R is not in the word for, so that goes in not R. Look at this word. Read it. I see R in the word smart, so I'm going to put that in the AR treasure chest. Let's look at this word. Read it. I see marched. I see the R sound in marched. I'm going to add that to the R treasure chest. And we have one more word. Look at our last word. I see the R in apart. That also goes in my R treasure chest. Let's read A Barn Full of Hats. Our essential question this week is, how do we classify and categorize things? Read about how some farm animals sort hats. The genre of the story is fantasy. As we read the story, I want you to think of the point of view of each of these characters. One day, 4 farm animals found a box in the barn. They opened it up. What was inside? Hats, hats, and more hats. "Look at all those hats! Who wants one?" asked Hen. "I do," cried Horse. "It's smart to wear a hat. A hat will keep the sun out of my eyes." Hen stuck her head in the box. She pulled out a flat, round hat. "Try this hat," Hen told Horse. "No, that hat is too flat," said Horse. "A flat hat makes a good nest," clucked Hen. So she took the hat and she marched away. Pig pushed his head in the box. He pulled out a bright red hat. "Put on this hat," Pig told Horse. "No, that hat is too red," said Horse. "A red hat looks fine," grunted Pig. So he put on the hat and he marched away. Cat poked her head in the box. She pulled out a thick yarn hat. "Try this hat," Cat told Horse. "No, that hat is too thick," said Horse. "Thick yarn is nice," said Cat. "I will take the whole hat apart so I can play with the yarn." She dragged the hat away. "So many hats, but none for me," sighed Horse. Just then, Farmer Clark came into the barn. His hat was large and floppy. "If only I had that hat," said Horse. "That hat will shade my eyes." Horse grabbed the hat in his teeth. Farmer Clark laughed. He put the hat on Horse. It stayed on with no trouble. "It fits well," Farmer Clark said. Horse trotted to the barnyard. Clip clop. He held his head high. "Yes, this is the hat for me," said Horse. In the story, A Barn Full of Hats, we met some characters. Some of the characters are Horse, Hen, and Cat. Now, we said before that we were going to look at clues to find out the point of view of the character, or the perspective that that character has. In the story A Barn Full of Hats, the characters had a different perspective of the use of a hat. They thought of use of a hat in different ways. So let's look at the horse first. To find the evidence, we look on page 123. It says, "Horse thinks it's smart to wear a hat." So when we look for Horse's point of view, we can see that Horse wants something to shade his eyes from the sun. So he wants to use the hat on his head to help him shade the sun from his eyes. Then we see Hen. If we look on page 124, we see that Hen takes the hat to use as a nest. For her point of view, Hen wants good materials for a nest. So she's going to use the hat to make a good nest. That's her point of view or perspective. The last character we're going to talk about point of view is our cat. And on page 126, Cat likes the hat made of thick yarn. So for her point of view, Cat wants something to play with. So for Cat's perspective, she thinks using the yarn from the thick yarn hat would make a good thing to play with. Above this video, you will see a link of pages 123, 124, and 126. I want you to look through those and see if you can find the text evidence that gives us the clues to find the point of view or perspective of each of these characters. Boys and girls, we've worked really hard, and I'm going to go for a snack now. It is very hot on the pirate ship, so my favorite snack is a popsicle. But wait, did you ever think about a popsicle's point of view? Let's look at some questions that might help us think about a popsicle's point of view. So the first one says, how does the popsicle feel when it's mixed as a liquid? I wonder. How does the popsicle feel when it is first put in the freezer? That's a good one to think about. How does the popsicle feel when it is all frozen? Well, that's a big change. I wonder how it feels then. How does the popsicle feel when someone opens the freezer? How does the popsicle feel when it is chosen to be eaten? And finally, how does the popsicle feel when it is eaten? Well, that one we're going to find out right now. Boys and girls, thank you for joining me today. Hi, boys and girls, it's Mrs. Paulshock again, or Pirate Paulshock. Thank you for joining me today. If you're interested in doing the Popsicle point of view paper, that will be at the top of the page. You can download that and you can answer those questions from the Popsicle's point of view. I also would like you to go through some Raz Kids stories and see if you can identify the characters, find some clues and with some text evidence or illustrations, and then decide what their point of view is in some of those stories. Have a good week.